Hey, I'm Norma. Welcome to my low carb channel. I am a low carb coach and I help people who struggle with carbs and sugar go from feeling really overweight and sluggish and to feeling good in their own skin. Also, they can have a healthier lifestyle. And I do that by sharing all of my tasty, delicious, low carb, sugar-free recipes that helped me reverse the signs of prediabetes. And I try and share with you how easy and simple that can be. And even if that's not your thing, I think you need to stick around because the recipes are actually very tasty, very delicious, and pretty easy to make. And I raised my family on them, so a family can eat this way. You don't feel like you're depriving yourself of anything. I promise, honestly. So make sure that you subscribe, hit that notification bell, so you'll be notified every time I pull up a new recipe. All right, so I'm going to take you in my kitchen today, and we are going to learn how to make a cheesy cauliflower steak, and then I'm going to top it with a delicious little chicken breast, and then we're going to put a little tomato confit on top of it, which is a fancy way of roasting some tomatoes. All right, so let me take you in my kitchen, and let's get started.
We're making cheesy cauliflower steaks. So the very first thing you do is you take off all of the leaves and the green part from the whole head of cauliflower. And then you start slicing the cauliflower in 1-inch segments. So the edges, the ends are most likely going to fall apart. So hopefully you'll get at least 2 or 3, depending on how big your cauliflower head is. Here we got about 3 good sized steaks. And the very ends, like I said, we'll just have to use those for another recipe, and we put them in the refrigerator. And then you want to start grating up some fresh Parmesan cheese. I prefer grating fresh Parmesan cheese rather than the pre-shredded because it just seems to melt a lot better. And then we're going to mix our spices together, the garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, some salt and pepper, and then we're going to toss in a little bit of olive oil. We're going to mix it up really well. And then hopefully you have like a pastry brush or a brush that you can spread on your cauliflower steaks, and you want to get it covered pretty nicely. And then remember the cheese, we're going to dip it in that cheese. First of all, you make sure that you get both sides of that cauliflower steak covered in that olive oil seasoning. And then we're going to place it in a shallow bowl and hopefully get the cheese on both sides really well. And you're going to place it on a baking sheet. And then you're going to stick it in the oven at 400 degrees for 20 minutes until it's nice and brown. So while that's in the oven cooking, you're going to go ahead and cook up a couple of chicken breasts over a medium flame. And I like to season my breasts on both sides with garlic salt, black pepper, and paprika. And generally, you want to cook your chicken breasts for about 20 minutes, depending on the thickness of your chicken. But the best way to determine when they're done is really to stick a thermometer in there, and you want it to read 165 degrees. So there we go. We've got our tomato confit is a whole box of tomatoes, tablespoon of onions, and then some garlic cloves. We're going to just let that simmer until it starts to get charred and blistered. And we flip our chicken halfway through, 10 minutes one side, 10 minutes the other side. And then to the tomatoes, we're going to add a little bit of salt. And it looks like it's getting blistered and charred really nicely now, and you want them to kind of just start popping. And there our cheesy cauliflower comes out of the oven, crispy, and you top the chicken on top of that. Tomato goes on top of that. And then I went ahead and sliced up some fresh basil, because that was I thought would be really good to top on top of that. And there you go. That is dinner. Really yummy, really tasty. You guys are going to have to give it a shot. Give it a try. Let me know what you think.